So I've been diving deep into Saudi Arabia's future city plans, and I think I want to vomit. In a good way. Cause like, this is melting my brain too much. Let me show you why. Because this massive project that Saudi Arabia is trying to build right now could either be the start of an incredibly progressive futuristic city, or if it fails, a terrifying dystopia. Let us start here. So, you already know that Saudi Arabia is oil rich as hell. Like, it literally has the second largest oil reserves on the entire planet, just after Venezuela. Venezuela! I know, right? Totally didn't expect that. Anyway, this is why it's so intriguing. Because even with that kind of global power, Saudi Arabia did something recently that is quite bold. They made a big bet, a massive bet, through what is called Saudi Vision 2030. Basically, the government was telling the whole world, hey guys, you know, we kinda relied a lot on oil reserves in the past to make us rich. But now we're putting our precious eggs in other baskets. Except, that basket is not just an irregular basket. It's freaking made of gold. Neom. Saudi Arabia is literally creating a brand new region called Neom, where they push the limits of clean energy, insane technology, sustainability, artificial intelligence, and clearly architecture. It is just like the difference between this phone and that phone. And this is what we're going to do with Neom. We're talking cities with no cars, an insane ski resort built in the desert, a port city that floats on water, and even the largest cube building in history, all powered by 100% clean renewable energy with zero carbon emissions. It's insane. It's like this sci-fi nerd's dream come true. When you look at these videos, you almost want to vomit from how perfect and futuristic everything looks. And don't get me wrong, I'm usually quite optimistic about technology and the future. But as I listen to many experts studying this, I want to ask even more questions. I mean, sure, this looks stunning as hell, but is this even physically possible? And yes, it's estimated to cost $1 trillion, but how exactly will they fund this? Like, guys, if you struggle to imagine how huge $1 trillion is, McDonald's, globally, is worth 200 billion. So it's like stuffing 5 McDonald's companies together into just this one Neom project. This Neom project is really fascinating, so we made a whole free video series about it. And I would really appreciate if you watch the other episodes too, because I am confident you can learn a lot from them. And for this video specifically, we will be focusing on the project called The Line. This is The Line, and it's exactly how you imagine it to be. A whole city that stretches along a perfect straight line. It's 170 kilometers long, as wide as 200 meters, and its walls will be made of freaking mirrors! 500 meters high mirrors! If that is not melting your brain yet, think about this. The One World Trade Center has around the same height, and this alone, just this one building, took around 8 years to complete. Now, how many World Trade Centers lined up on each side you think are equivalent to the line? Well, it's 4 freaking thousand! And they expect to be finished by 2030! How? Phew! Whether that impresses you or makes you realize how impossibly ambitious this project is, keep watching. Because on one hand, the idea behind this futuristic city is quite convincing. Because here is pretty much their main thesis. The line makes the argument that the cities we have now have gotten it wrong. That because of the way our cities are designed, we have to suffer from pollution, heavy traffic, and unhealthy lifestyles. Cities prioritize machines, cars, and factories over people. So inside the line, they promise that those won't exist anymore. No more cars, no more traffic. In fact, they say the 9 million people expected to live here will be able to travel end to end within just 20 minutes, all through a super fast underground transit system and even flying taxis that look like this. Wow, that's insane.
The line is just breathtaking.
The line is harmony with nature.
The line is human excellence.
The line is just mind-blowing.
Just to very quickly show you what they're gushing about. The line is neatly designed to have 3 levels. A top level where people can move around in green spaces, a middle level where all the shops and services will be, and a lowest level for the invisible service grid, pretty much the backbone of the city that runs everything. And of course, because we're talking about the perfect future city, it will only use 100% renewable energy to be the world's first region to have 0 carbon footprint. And damn right, it will also use AI to optimize everything and even have the AI anticipate people's needs. The city run by AI with flying cars and crazy amount of innovation. This really looks like the future.
Neom will accelerate the future of robotics, drones, smart homes, autonomous vehicles, and remote interactions through VR, AR, and holograms.
Sounds so good, huh? All problems solved. All you gotta do is to just make this city fall in one line. Except we also need to learn a little bit from history, because this reminds me of a concept made in Brazil that I really hope will not happen to the line. Look at this. This is Brasilia, another ambitious modernist city layout that also focused on organizing a city along neat main lines. Just like what the line is trying to achieve in a short span of time, this was built from the ground up within just 5 years. And for the concept in the 50s, this was revolutionary. But what ended up happening was that because of high prices along the axis and the city itself with its forced designs, people preferred living in other areas instead. In the end, up to now, Brasilia is often criticized as a failure. So I really hope they won't face the same fate. Because it would be amazing to have this city like the line succeed. It would change the way we live. It would revolutionize the future of the world. Because that's one of the other concerns. Critics say that the line as a concept by itself is already unnatural. Just look at this map. Look at how it's just cutting straight across the terrain, like this stubborn line that will destroy anything in its path. It doesn't make use of the natural shape of the land. It sort of ignores the beautiful coastline. And speaking of beautiful, the line also needs to look at itself in the mirror. Literally.
Also, this giant mirror wall is going to reflect the light, and it's going to create these 2 really hot heat zones, and it's going to fry everything around it, not to mention birds flying into it.
Now, okay, so you don't misunderstand me. I'm not trying to be a killjoy here. I'm genuinely excited about this project, and to the credit of Saudi government, there's already some exciting progress with Neom. For example, the Neom Bay Airport is already open, and it was even the first airport in the region to use 5G. It's also likely that Neom will have its own progressive laws to attract global investors far from Saudi's conservative legal system. As of now, these companies are already working with them, and the country itself had already launched at least 2 new companies to manage their technology and energy water systems inside Neom. It's incredibly exciting what impossible things could be born in this land. And honestly, I'm quite impressed how the Arab world is doing things right now. They're building a lot of impressive things, and if they do things right, it could situate them as the leaders of future world.
The master plan is being realized more every day.
And you know, at the end of the day, I am all for dreaming big. That is literally what I stand for as Project Nightfall, and one of my principles in life is that bad past doesn't mean bad future. If this whole Neom thing ends up delivering exactly what it promises, I would take it as a win for the whole world, for humanity even. And that's why I want to encourage all of you watching to join our NightFam community and subscribe right now. Because if there's enough hype around the video, enough interest, if you have enough questions, I will go and visit the Neom site to see what's the current progress and who exactly is building it.
The world needs Neom because the world needs change.